Hi everybody, and welcome back to San Marcos la Laguna, Guatemala. Last week we started to describe the HAPI process we're doing in the Conahel Community Center. You should by now have read the PDF describing the HAPI methodology. Now we'll be taking a deeper look at each step and how they played out with this group.
Creativity. We used play and reflection to introduce cycles of lunar and solar thinking. Research and experience show that innovative solutions are the result of two very distinct mental processes: divergent, lunar, absurd, fuzzy, and convergent, solar, analytical, precise. By separating and alternating between them, we can increase our chances of discovering true innovation. Understanding ourselves and the challenges we face. As a group, it is critical to understand what resources we bring to the table and what risks we face, as well as what we hope to take away from it. Then we look around and identify the challenges the community is facing and choose one we feel is important, that requires imagination to solve and which we have the ability to impact. This group decided to work on the lack of opportunities in San Marcos for youth and women to organize and develop themselves in practical and culturally pertinent ways. Exploring the content. Using participatory research methods, the group gathered information regarding the things that youth and women would like to learn and what has kept them from being able to. Determining cause and effect. With a better idea of the context, we are able to develop a description of the vicious cycle that is affecting San Marcos. Dreaming the future. Using trust-building and image theater exercises, the group expressed their vision of how San Marcos will look once this vicious cycle has been broken. Defining success criteria. Using a productive thinking tool, we established the things we want to happen, the risks inherent in the process, what we are willing or able to invest in the solution, the values that must drive it, and what essential outcomes must come of it. Seeking the question. The question is more important than the answer. You may have heard the story of the early space race, figuring out how to write in space. The question NASA asked themselves was, how can we make a pen that will write in space? After a few years and millions of dollars, they found a solution. The Soviets, on the other hand, asked themselves, how do we write in space? And they brought up a bunch of pencils. In order to allow sufficient room to reach unexpected and new possibilities, the question must be broad, like an eagle's sight. Yet, if the question is too broad, the ideas won't maintain enough focus at the earthworm's level to be of use. The challenge was to find a question that combines both the earthworm and the eagle, a human scale. The group decided upon the following. How might we organize ourselves to generate accessible and sustainable work in San Marcos? Ideating the solution. Everybody wrote their solutions on Post-its so that they could think at their own pace, sharing each idea out loud as they placed the Post-it on the wall. The idea is to use lunar thinking to get as many possibilities as they can. Here's a small sample of the over 100 solutions that came up. Alter the health codes to make junk food illegal. Train 3 to 5 families to keep bees and sell the products. Start a training process in natural materials construction using the tool library started in Cambalache. Create spaces for psychological support for the whole town. Start with a training that is already on hand. Control the animal population and trash disposal in the town. We need to speak Chinese. Learn permaculture, greenhouse production, and hydroponics. Start a local job bank, listing available positions and workers. Professional teachers working with tourists to learn Kekchikel. Sell typical shoes. Control sale of land to prevent land loss by local population. And so on. After all ideas were exhausted, the group worked to build consensus around one solution. As they analyzed all the ideas, they identified the following categories: productivity, organization, education, workshops and trainings, research, and agriculture. After much discussion, the final solution chosen was Create a cooperative that produces and sells products using local wisdom, materials, and processes, but also incorporates innovative elements, making them locally and globally marketable. Circle of positive consequences. The group uses this tool to determine the impact their solution will have from short to long term. Create a cooperative that produces and sells products using local wisdom, materials, and processes, but also incorporates innovative elements, making them locally and globally marketable. Produce a guide that will facilitate the development of these kinds of cooperatives in San Marcos. The cooperatives are replicated by other youth and women in San Marcos with different products. There are more sustainable jobs available in San Marcos. There are happy and healthy people moving forward together with tools to improve themselves. Action planning. The group decided what action steps are necessary to get the solution started as a prototype. Once the steps were identified and written on post-its, we placed them on a timeline in chronological order. The person who takes on responsibility for their implementation signs them to ensure clear roles and responsibilities. Prototyping. The action steps are being carried out in order, and a preliminary prototype has been designed. The group will use the solar dehydrator donated by Justa and Proyecto Nuevo Mundo to make packets of dried fruit they'll sell at a harvest festival in the town. Other products will also be explored, such as kombucha, hand-embroidered textiles, woven yucca fiber, and others. Strategic planning. Once the prototype is underway, the group will continue to meet monthly during 6 months. Using the information gathered during previous stages of the HAPI methodology, they will develop a logical framework. The strategic planning tools clarify the short, medium, and long-term goals and establish clear and measurable milestones. Evaluation. During monthly visits, the group also will take stock of their progress and make improvements to the prototype design. All of these steps describe the quantitative results, yet just as important are the qualitative aspects of this process. You may have observed through the photos and video the way that people are laughing and genuinely enjoying each other's company. The simple act of imagining a future for themselves was something new for many of the young Mayan women, and being asked to participate in this process was an honor for them. They didn't miss one session. Even the friendships they forged through this process are impressive, as locals don't typically interact with international residents unless as employees. These kinds of intercultural relationships are the global-local link that is necessary for the innovative solutions that will make our future sustainable. We hope you'll sign on to come down and participate in this process with a different group of leaders in another Guatemalan community.
In the meantime, please respond to this week's questions in the class forum. We'll see you next week for our wrap-up.
La perla viene, la perla no está, ella no conviene.